Hello everyone, we're waiting. We will be waiting for about 5 minutes. I'm walking in the beautiful Jewish quarters, you see, because this is the place where we will start to tell our new Prague legends. Thank you for joining, guys. Thank you. I'm so glad to see you. I will leave the camera. Hello everyone, please let me know. Let me know about the sound. I'm talking to you. Can you see me well? Can you hear me well? We still have 5 minutes before we start our tour. It is scheduled at 6 p.m. 7 p.m. local time. So can you hear me? Probably you can see how my lips are moving. I hope that you can hear me. This is the this is the question that I always ask before we start checking the. No, you're silent. I become quite nervous. Let me know, please. So I will keep walking here, waiting for your response. Let me know. I don't see any interaction, any chat. Why are you quiet? We're going to have Slava Ukraini. Yes, all is good. Claire, you are always so helpful. Thank you. Slava Ukraini, Heroям Slava. In Ukraine, we have a difficult situation right now. The Russian counter-offensive has just begun, and the news are very disturbing because a lot of people, about 2,000 people, are evacuated from Kharkiv region. Because they are shelling day and night, and they are moving. I mean, Russians are moving and conquering more and more villagers, creating the kind of so-called gray zone, as they call it. Gray zone, that is the zone which is not controlled by Ukraine anymore, and also by Russia. So that is the very lifeless zone. People can't live there. Thank you for joining. We will start in a couple of minutes, and today we are going to have kind of a new tour. I will tell you more when more people will join. Let me know is the link to again today I didn't check, is the link to my tour in the schedule in this live Together Virtually platform. I will try to double check next time. Hopefully, I hope that it is scheduled and more people will see our beautiful Prague and beautiful stories. Glad to hear you, glad to see you. The weather today is really kind of sunny. This is the first very hot week here in Prague. The sun is shining, and even at 7 p.m. everything is visible. It's so unusual because I remember that during winter times it's quite difficult to have the tours. Everything is dark, but now you will enjoy the beautiful architecture to the fullest. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat and we will start. Claire, please let me know, is the tour scheduled in the even in Together Virtually platform, if it's possible, because I don't see a lot of audience today. So usually I still have about 20-25 people, now it's just 5. I can assume that everyone is at the sea or started traveling in person. Let me know. Oh yes, this is the beginning of summer, and yes, people are traveling and visiting the. Yes, it is scheduled. It's very good. It is very good. It means that probably, if not now, I don't delete my tours. I don't delete the videos for about a week. So hopefully the people will join later, and they will be able to rewatch it if they are busy right now. And the link works, and it is in the schedule, so it's good. It's good, and still we have 2 minutes to go before we start our journey. Can you recognize the quarter just behind me? So I was making this tour last time, I think in probably in late November. If you recognize, this is Prague's Jewish quarter. And today we're not going to have the Jewish tour. We're going to have the legend tour. But some of our legends are connected with the Jewish quarter, and the architecture is so beautiful here that I decided to start today from the Jewish quarter. There are so many dogs, and Prague is very friendly zone for dogs. People can walk with dogs. I will show them the dogs, Prague dogs, everywhere. They can, you can go to the restaurant. Probably it's not a good idea to go, to the shop to take it inside. But what is interesting that I can notice that really there are a lot of dogs everywhere. Hi friend, hi Tish, hi Lethargy. It's great that you are saying hello to one another, and it's great that you're kind of congratulating each other and recognize your names. Hi Sandy, hi Trish, hi everyone. Great. So probably I will start moving and talking. I will say hello to everyone. Hello, today we are going to have a new legend tour. I'm going to walk with you on the Jewish quarter, and you will see the amazing architecture. Jewish art, it will be Art Nouveau architecture. The Jewish quarter was transformed, and it was completely renovated in the beginning, like in 1900s, at the beginning of the 20th century, because previously this neighborhood was so old, shabby, and there was no proper hygiene, so people were getting sick quite often, and also the policy have changed. So the old Jewish houses were replaced with the amazing Art Nouveau architecture. And our today's talk will be about New Prague legends. I will be telling you the amazing stories. They are sad, but some of them are with a funny twist. You will hear them and let me know in the comments what do you think about the stories. I think it's not just legends. These are really stories that happened here on the streets, and that is why the city still remember them. So let me flip the camera, and I will be walking gently along the Jewish quarter, and we will begin with the tale, with the legend of Golem. Because when you are speaking about Prague legends, people think about Golem. That is the creature that was protecting this place during the pogroms, during the time when Jews were attacked. And it was kind of a response of the community, response to the fear, response to the death. That was Golem. So today we are going to walk in the very center of Prague, Jewish quarter, Paris Street. You will see amazing Gucci shops and stores and all the most kind of expensive stores in the city. It's absolutely beautiful. It's fantastically beautiful streets, and we will walk around the Old Town Square, and then we will finish our tour at the Powder Tower. So you will see central streets, but with another stories and with another twist. Hello to all wonderful people on our tour. I see there are 10, and it is great. It is great that you are here. Thank you so much for joining. As always, you know that you can support me on PayPal, on Buy Me a Coffee, and these links are mentioned in the description to this tour. Let's go and see them, and let's go and explore Prague. So we are starting at the Jewish cemetery. It's not the Jewish tour, but I wanted to show that place to you, because it's all about their protection. This is the place where Rabbi Lo is buried. There are 12 layers of people, like 200,000 people are buried in the Jewish quarter, the Jewish cemetery. Can you see these tombstones? They are so crooked, inclined. They are not standing straight, very old, and each tombstone is crying its own story. So among this tombstone is the one that belongs to the Rabbi Lo. He was the famous rabbi in the 16th century, and he was the one who created Golem. Golem was the supernatural figure, and he was walking in this crooked alleyways and streets and the dark corners of Prague's Jewish ghetto. This is the place where I am, in Jewish ghetto. So this is the perfect setting to start our walk, because the legend tells us that Golem is sleeping on the attic of the old new synagogue. But let me tell you the whole story. During the reign of Rudolf II, he was the Holy Roman Emperor. He was the ruler of Bohemia. Jews suffered a lot of attacks and harassments from the non-Jewish community. So you can see this is the beautiful, it's called the kind of the house where they were preparing the bodies for the burial, for the burial procedure. Why are the tombstones crooked? They are inclined because of the time of the cemetery. So you will see them right now so it's high. You see the stores for the souvenirs, they are closed now, and over there you can see also the cemetery. You can see these tombstones. They are crooked because the cemetery was operating since the 16th century till the 19th century because of the time. Some of them are standing straight, some of them are inclined, as I told, crooked, and it seems like the wind made all that kind of writings on that tombstones. It's a very mystical place because this is all the layers of the people. You can see, so the place is very small. There was not enough place for this big cemetery in the Jewish quarter, and they had to make these layers. There are altogether 12 layers and about 200,000 people. It's one of the most amazing places in Prague, this Jewish quarter. But my story is today about this amazing old new synagogue. It is the oldest working synagogue in the world. It was built in the 13th century and it's still working. Can you see? This is old new synagogue. Again, it's not Jewish tour, it's the legend tour, and this is the place where Golem is sleeping. So I'm coming to that story of the Jewish community when they were confined to this tiny Jewish quarter. It's called Joseph because of the Emperor Joseph. He made he made the life of the Jews easier, and that is why the quarter bears his name. So that Rabbi Lo, he decided to help people, to protect the community from the attacks, and he created this golem, the shapeless giant. He made the clay on the Vltava river, and he put some Kabbalistic kind of words in his native language, in Hebrew, in his mouth, in the golem's mouth. And that is how Golem was brought to life. And he was obeying Rabbi Lo. He was following his instructions. But over the time, he became very, very violent. So his strength were growing. And of course, he began to spread panic and fear among the non-Jewish community of Prague. And even the emperor himself, Rudolf II, was asking Rabbi to destroy Golem. And he was promising to stop these pogroms and persecution of the Jews. But there something strange happened. One day, Rabbi was... probably that was the Sabbath day, so he was busy in the synagogue, and Golem, he forgot to take this sham. He forgot to take this piece of paper with the magic words from his mouth, and actually Golem was unstoppable. He began to ruin everything in the Jewish quarter itself. So Rabbi Lo went outside from the synagogue, and somehow he stopped him. But that was for good forever. He took him to the attic of the old new synagogue. And according to the legend, Golem, this creature from clay, is sleeping over there. It's interesting that when the Nazis came here, one of the Nazi soldiers came to the attic of old new synagogue where Golem was sleeping and tried to wake him up. You know the end of the story. He died. And probably that was the reason why during the, nothing was, Nazis didn't ruin the synagogues. Even Hitler wanted to create a museum of the Jewish artifacts in one of the synagogues. It's called Meisel Synagogue, and you are going to see it today because it will be on our way from the Jewish quarter to the Old Town Square. I will walk with you on that street, which is actually, this is the only street that is left from the old Jewish quarter, because the level of the modern Jewish quarter now is high, and back then, many years ago, it was low. So this Chervna Street, which is translated as Red Street, is still very low. It's on the level that the real Jewish quarter was many centuries ago. You can see behind me the oldest working synagogue in the world. Old New Synagogue. You can see the, I will show you now the kind of the Jewish city hall. And we are going to walk around and to see the attic where the Golem is sleeping. That is the interesting Jewish folk story, and I think it's very famous. Let me know, have you ever heard about Golem? About this creature, because later this creature returned to Prague, and now there are so many souvenirs and all kind of souvenirs with him. There are two dials, two clock on the top of the city hall, and one shows everything in Hebrew, like it's moving backwards. So there are two different dials. Whatever the truth is, was Golem created by Rabbi Lo or not, we don't know. But he's here, sleeping on the attic.
You went here before?
So that is the beautiful streets of Jewish quarter. By the way, the name Golem means unintelligent, primitive, dumb. It's a strange name for the creature who was protecting the whole community. But essentially, that was the idea. So Golem is sleeping here. I have a clay golem, a book of the story of it, Fran is writing. So this is the epic place where he's sleeping. Prague's golem was the very important figure. He was growing stronger every day. He was protecting them, the community, and at the end he's the pigeons, and at the end he's sleeping here. That is the beautiful building of the old new synagogue. You can see the thickness of the walls. You can see you can see how old it is. It's not about the architecture, it's not about the beauty of the outside of this building, but the history that lays behind it. And of course, Rubailo was the real historical figure, because his tombstone is on the cemetery, and people are coming to see it. And he was living at the time when the famous Tycho de Brahe, he was the famous astronomer, astrologer. He was also working here with the Rudolf II. And there was a lot of experimentations. There was a lot of magic happening in Prague in the 16th century. I am speaking about that special esoterical knowledge, this Kabbalistic text. Everything was breathing with this Kabbalah, knowledge, and the story of creating Golem is connected with the Kabbalah. So that is you can see the attic, and there is the small ladder that leads to the second floor. That was the first legend about Golem, and we started close to the famous Jewish cemetery, which is the place where these stones, which are tilted, changed, are still standing. They are standing in some kind of chaotic way, and it's very unique. But let's have a look at the amazing buildings around us. This is the most beautiful building in the Jewish quarter that was built in the beginning of the 20th century. Look how amazing it is. It's brown, kind of dark brown color, but it has a lot of gold decorations in it. So altogether, it was one of the most modern buildings in the city. When it was built for 4 families, and there was the heating, there was the elevator, lift. Can you imagine the elevator at the beginning of the 20th century in Prague? That was something really, as when you're writing, fascinating. And it is so insanely beautiful. So the richest people were able just to rent these apartments or buy them. A Jewish quarter became the place for the richest people in the city. Jews were transformed, not transformed, but probably replaced. They were moved from here, they moved from this place, and the whole neighborhood appeared bright, beautiful, fascinating. And the street was called Paris Street because it has the resemblance with the Paris Street in Paris. The most expensive shop appeared here. Let's go and dive. There is some kind of shooting or I'm not thinking about the fireworks. Wherever I hear, I hope my mic catches the sounds. For me, these are the sounds of the shooting. Let's go and see. So we are walking with the horses, who are very calm and they're not afraid of the shooting. So we're exploring the amazing Jewish quarter. No, it's still the sounds of the I don't know why. Okay. People are not screaming and shouting. Yes, it's very, very loud. It's very loud, but people are walking calmly. So we'll try to walk. You will see the amazing architecture, the decorations on the Paris Street. And I will tell you the second legend about rooster. Once on this street lived a jeweler. And this jeweler was very proud because he was very successful, very rich, and he had a lot of diamonds, but he decided to retire. So, even jewelers, they sometimes retire. So he wanted just to count his carats and pearls and he decided to throw the parties in his beautiful house, probably in one of the beautiful houses of Paris Street. So this ex-jeweler had a problem because after one of the parties, two precious silver dishes just vanished. Someone stole them from his beautiful house. The jeweler was very disappointed because he didn't want to lose his beautiful this trays, silver trays. Let's have a look at the horses again. And he decided to become like the detective. So he invited back all the people. Let me tell you the story. It's amazing. Just try to concentrate on the story and on the horses. So what happened? He wanted to know who really stole those dishes. And that jeweler invited back all his guests, and he decided to play a detective. He said to them, like, here is the dark room. You need to go into the dark room. There is the table covered with a dark black piece of cloth. And on the table, this tablecloth, there is the body of the dead rooster, also black. It was black of the suit because the jeweler covered the rooster with a suit. He had a clever plan. I have arrived to the most beautiful part of this Jewish quarter, so I will flip the camera and continue telling you the amazing stories and amazing Prague legends. Don't go away. Your guide Olga is with you. Let's go. Okay, so let's have a look at the street, and we will slowly move. So what he was doing, he asked the guests to come to this dark room and touch that dead rooster. So this lifeless rooster, as he told, would help him to find the thief. So he told that the dead rooster will begin to talk, not to talk, to scream, to kind of make sounds. The lifeless rooster will expose the thief. Seriously. So this feathered rooster was going to rise from the dead and crow 3 times when the thief touches him. Everyone was scared, but people agreed to come to this dark room and to touch the rooster. When this experiment was over, they turned on the light, and the tension was really hanging in the air because the ex-jeweler looked at the hands of the people, and he saw that everybody had dark hands, like everybody had the black hands, black fingers, because they were touching that black rooster. What is happening, guys? So probably this adds some mystery to our tour, because the idea of the ex-jeweler was to find the thief. One person didn't touch, the real thief didn't touch the rooster, and he had clean hands. That was the answer. That was the answer to the ex-jeweler. He could identify the thief. And the thief gave these silver dishes to him, and since that time there is in Prague there is the house with the black rooster, black golden rooster. Look at this amazing art of art sculptures. So this is how a clever jeweler found a thief, and now the neighbors gave the name to this house. There is the house which is called House with the Black Rooster. It's an interesting story, and I find it very fascinating. Sometimes people can be very clever to find out what they need to find out. But let me walk into another beautiful corner. How do you like this architecture? It is so amazing. And in winter it is decorated in the with the sparkling lights. They are tiny, but they don't have to be big. They are usually hanging on the trees, and it's very beautiful. So let's dive further, and you will see the Meisel synagogue, the one that Hitler wanted to make the museum of the extinct nation. They took all the regalias, all the things that belonged to the Jews from the Moravia and Bohemia, and placed them in this 16th century beautiful synagogue. It's called Meisel Synagogue. Mordechai Meisel was the mayor of Jewish Quarter. He was also a very respected man, and he was given this piece of land to build his own house for praying. Look at this amazing decorations of the houses. I see that you are writing to me the comments, and I really don't know what is what was happening there. But now, thanks God, it's not. I don't hear the sounds, and I feel a little bit safe to go. Probably it's me from Ukraine. I have these associations. Probably it's just, I don't know, really loud, not explosions, not gun shooting, but something peaceful and people celebrating. In Ukraine currently, this blasts, artificial blasts, all the fireworks are banned, and even some people were writing me. I have made a post on Facebook on my page about the Ukrainian song on Eurovision, and when our singers were walking on this stage, there was for some people it looked like fireworks, but these were not fireworks. Those were the falling particles of the bombs, and from the assaults, from the attacks, from the shrapnel. So some people think when Ukrainians are posting, not when Ukrainians are posting, I'm speaking specifically about this Eurovision song. When our singer was walking up the stage, there was the the sight of this falling something from the sky, and some people thought it's just the decoration that was the fireworks, but really this was not the fireworks. These are the falling particles, the falling debris from the bombardment, and they are usually burning. So when they're falling, they're not dark, they're fierily bright, because they are burning, and these burning particles of the ruined bombs, they are falling. So let's continue walking. We are right close to the city center. We have so many beautiful things. I love walking in the city center because I can just, turn on the music and be silent. It's so incredibly beautiful. I'm standing close to this Meisel synagogue. Look here, 16th century in such a good condition. That is where Hitler wanted to create the museum to the extinct nation. I will put gimbal here, and you will see it. And now there's it's the museum. You can see how Jewish Quarter looked many years ago with the red roofs, and it was shabby, not pristine and not so gorgeous as you can see it right now. Thank you for all your kind comments. They were performing outside. I don't know who was performing outside. So, my dear friends, we are going to hear another story about the turkey. So, the next legend is about burning turkey. Sometimes working in Prague, right here, you can spot, believe me or not, the burning fiery turkey. And that is because once this flaming turkey appeared because of one man. The story is a little bit wild, but let me tell it to you while you're watching at this amazing pieces of architecture. There was Good Friday, and here, close to the Prague center, there were a lot of meals because we have here Kampa Island and there are the mills. So one miller, he wanted to eat, but as you know, on Good Friday you can't eat meat, and that miller loved turkeys. He didn't eat the turkey probably since Christmas. So on that Good Friday, when everyone was observing the fast, the miller decided to kill his turkey, one of his turkeys, slaughtered it. And or even not one but three, he slaughtered 3 turkeys, and he began to eat them on his attic, just devour the forbidden bird, like the guilty pleasure. And then his feast was very, very short because he died just at the time when he was devouring the last bird. So he collapsed on the ground, and nobody knew about him because he was in his attic, as I told you, eating these poor turkeys. So, of course, the people who lived in Prague just found him a few days later, and they knew that this miller had a very mysterious end, that he died eating the turkeys on their Good Friday. His family tried to quickly clean up the evidence of what he was doing, of eating the turkeys on the Old Friday. But the outsiders who appeared close to him, close to his house, saw his mysterious body, and they could see that he was eating some meat on the Good Friday. And since that day, the flaming turkey appeared here in Prague, and it is flying. Usually close to Easter, you can meet this bird on Kampa Island, but don't be afraid. That is a very beautiful, just flaming turkey. I don't know what she is looking for. Probably for some to find the solitude and peaceful life. I wanted to show you the brewery. It's quite a famous Prague brewery. So let's enjoy some beer. People are happy who are going out from there. Usually they drink beer in huge mugs, as you can see. They are even like minimum half a liter, sometimes a liter. So not people in Prague love beer and meat. So speaking about turkeys, keep an eye for the flaming birds here, and wow, different kinds of beer. Let's go inside and have a look. And in general, many Prague legends are connected with the food, like as I told you, with the turkey. Oh my gosh, look at these decorations of the wall. Some beasts, so it's not so simple. You can even drink a beer and look at this picture like a puzzle. Sorry. So that is a very cute atmosphere in this brewery. Let's have a look at this guy. Wow. And a lot of pictures around. No, you can't be drunk here. You will be very concentrated. Guys, can you see that? I will go out. The people were waiting because not all, I don't know where they were waiting. There was free seats, but somehow they were waiting for some water to pull fire out, maybe. Thank you for joining, my dear friends. More people joined, and we are approaching the beautiful old town square. This is where the real mystery will begin, because we are going to hear the story about the legend about the Turk. This is the legend about love and about the Turk who lived here on Old Town Square in Ungelt area. So behind the most beautiful, gorgeous church, Teen Church, the church with the spires. There was the place where the merchants were paying taxes, handing their goods. It was called Ungelt, and a lot of foreigners were coming to that place. And here is the love story about the Turk. Please let me know, are you here? Are you listening to the legends? Today we have an interesting tour combined. We have watched the Jewish Quarter. I have walked into the kind of new itinerary, telling you interesting Prague legends. They are kind of tales, but these tales and stories, they really happened here. But many people were telling them like generations over generations. That is why they changed a little bit. Probably there is something magical is happening, like this unusual, absolutely unusual piece of art. Let me show it to you. So you can see that, first of all, that is the famous house where Franz Kafka was born. That is why his statue is here, St. Nicholas Church. And I wanted to show you the statue that I have never shown to you before. That is something incredible. There was actually the statue devoted to Franz Kafka as well, but now it's something like I don't know, shiny sausage. What is it? Endless sign, the sign of endless. The kids are sliding on it. It's polished, beautiful, unusual, and creating the amazing atmosphere. So when you are exploring different streets of Prague, the city is revealing itself in a different way. I have never shown you this. Not a cockroach. Who knows? So I have taken you here, but have never shown you these corners of the old town square. We are very close to the epicenter of touristic life. But for kids, I think it's amazing. Like, you can slide here. So this is the tour, and the guys are kind of clapping to the tour guide. I hope that you are clapping to me as well at the end. Please let me know. Are you clapping after we finish our tours? Can you imagine, like, on the times of Hegel, 300 people sitting somewhere and clapping? I think that some tours really deserve clapping. I think like they deserve this, because we are making these tours live. It's not recorded, it's not pre-recorded. And everything is so emotional because everything is happening right now. I don't know what is it. That was the statue just standing behind the old town square. Clapping, thank you. Great, everybody is clapping. So let's go and enjoy the story of the Turk. So, as I told you, many legends in Prague and ghosts in Prague are connected with love, with jealousy, with passion. And this Turk was living just behind this beautiful Teen Church. As you remember from my other tours, this church was built in the 15th century. It inspired Walt Disney himself because it is so beautiful. You can see it has a lot of spires, actually. like 8 spires on one tower and 8 spires on another tower. So the Turk lived there, and he fell in love with a beautiful Czech lady. So he was, how would say, courting, probably. He was courting her for a long time, and her father insisted that this Turk should go to his homeland to prepare for his wedding, to bring more money, and just to let, because there were no mobile phones, to let the family know that he was getting married. So he went to Turkey because he was Turk, and the girl waited and waited and waited, but something happened, and all sorts and kinds of rumors began to spread in the city, because like she was waiting for too long, and eventually the marriage was planned to this very square. The wedding was planned. So this noisy wedding was taking place on the old town square, when suddenly, can you guess? Yes, a rider who was wearing the oriental clothes appeared on the old town square. That was our Turk. He was riding the beautiful horse, and at first he pretended that this terrible story had happened. He pretended that he is quite okay with the fact that his fiancée, his lady, found another husband. But after the wedding, the girl disappeared that very night, and for a few days, all people of Prague were looking for this poor lady. She disappeared, but in a few days her head was found in one of the basements of these beautiful buildings. Don't ask me in what exactly, I don't know in what building her head was found, but it's real story. They found the head, and since then the passers-by at night on the street see the ghost of the mad Turk. He is carrying the bag, and in the bag there is something dripping, like the blood is dripping from the bag, because he is carrying the head of his beloved lady. This is the prime time. You can see the golden hour. You can see the photographers. They're making the pictures or the videos, I don't know, of the teen church, because can you see the sunlight? It's incredibly beautiful. It's just like kissing the towers. By the way, I would like to remind you the story of the teen church, because this tower is thinner. It has the name Adam, and this time is thicker. No, vice versa, guys. Adam and Eve. Adam is thicker, Eve is thinner, and Adam, this one, thicker statue, is covering, protecting Eve from the sun. This is the love story as well. This is the love story. And this teen church also has the tale of redemption, and I see ghost that was cleaning these streets during the winter times. So today I'm not going to tell you about the teen church itself. Today I would like to tell you about the ghost who lives close to the teen church. It is called Snow Witch. I hope you're intrigued by this legend of the Snow Witch of teen church, and this story will chill you to the bone, and you will feel some cold, because it is really very very warm now. So it's not winter, but many years ago in Prague, the winters were very frosty. There was a lot of snow, and every day the caretaker of the church had to clean it. So there was the special caretaker. There was the priest and the caretaker, and he was cleaning the the square in front of the church, so people could freely go inside, outside. He had to do this, and he was a very diligent worker. But one day, like, he felt that he's too old, and his friends advised him to get married. Get married because, like, the wife would help him to cook for the priest and to clean the square from the snow, to clean the snow from the square. It's just the beginning of the story. I will walk around showing you beautiful architecture, and I will tell you what happened next. This caretaker, can we say this, caretaker about the church? The caretaker of the church fell ill, and his wife had to... No, guys, something happened here. Something was probably shooting, so the police has come. You remember those shooting? The police with van has come, and they are coming to people. I don't know. Okay. So let's listen the story. Nobody is shooting right now, but something has happened here. Then he didn't love this lady, but he was lying in bed like this. Caretaker of the church, he had a thermometer, and his thermometer was shaking like a squirrel under his armpit. So his lovely wife had to go and to cook dinner for the priest. But instead of that, instead of cooking the dinner, instead of sweeping the square, she decided to take money from the church cash and treated herself into the shopping spree. So during the time when the poor priest and her poor husband were sick, she didn't show the, culinary experiments. She grabbed the money and just spend money on everything that she wants. She bought a lot of stuff, and she bought a lot of wood for her house. So the tragedy happened because of the fact that she didn't clean the path. She didn't clean the path to the teen church. This poor priest fell down, and probably he was weak from the hunger and despair, so he slipped on the icy church steps, and like a penguin on the roller skates, he just fell. He fell, and he died. The priest died. And then this caretaker, her husband, found out about the death of the priest, and he was very sad about that. And there was kind of a snowball effect, because he died because of his illness very soon after. And but this wife, who was living close to this beautiful teen church, she was kicked out from the church, and she was homeless. She was shivering in winter, and she began wandering in the streets of Prague, and the winter claimed her too. So she died, and then the following winter, the ghost appeared here, walking around the teen church with the broom. And she might seem very harmless. She's just cleaning the paths around the teen church and on the square. Probably she was cleaning, and she's cleaning and cleaning and cleaning because she wants to, like a redemption, it's called probably. He wanted to pure her karma and to be free again. I'm so glad, Sandy, you're enjoying the stories. As you can see, hundreds of other people are enjoying my stories. I'm talking quite loudly, and people like on the I don't know, like on Venice, probably they are just enjoying their lives. I need to tell you that the prices are quite high there. If you can hear that beer is cheaper than the water, it's definitely not here. It's very expensive to sit here on this beautiful square. So usually the price of the beer is from starting from 6 to even to 12 euros. Um, and but it's beautiful, like in Venice. You're sitting on San Marco drinking your coffee for 15 euros and thinking like this is the most expensive coffee on the planet. Here is probably the most expensive beer on the planet. Thank you so much for congratulations with Mother's Day. I'm saying happy Mother's Day to everyone, to all the mothers. It's so wonderful to be a mother. Sometimes it is very difficult. It is very challenging, but the love that mothers can have in their hearts can just embrace the whole world, because it is endless, it is pure, and I think it's it's one of the best kind of loves, if we can say so, I can say so, that is existing on the earth. Happy Mother's Day, dear mothers. Happy Mother's Day. I want to show you Ungelt and tell another fascinating story. So we're going on Ungelt, and then we will reach the Powder Tower, the most beautiful tower of Prague. Oh my gosh, this is what I wanted to show you, the stag party. This year, the Prague authorities decided to ban all flamingos, all ballerinas, all the male and female organs. So now Prague is full of these ladies, young ladies and gentlemen who are happy because they are going to get married very soon. Usually they are very, very drunk and singing songs. And this is how Prague looks like. So I'm not showing you astronomical clock today because the tour is not about astronomical clock. Let's go quickly to Ungelt. Ungelt, actually, this is the place where, as I told you, the Turk lived or stayed, because this is the place where the merchants had to pay their taxes before they were entering the market. Sandy is writing, I'm so thankful mine kids are grown, because raising kids is very challenging and rewarding. Yes, but I have teenagers, and I have to confess that sometimes I feel that it is not rewarding at all. These are the signs of the agers. This is the signs that were like these huge stones are protecting the buildings from the horses and from the carriages. So I'm taking you to the secret area, the courtyard, because there was the moat. You can see the archers and as I told you, merchants. They were paying taxes and measuring their goods many years ago on this place. And here is my last story about the 3 ghosts. They are appearing here on Christmas Day. So I'm going to tell you about the interesting trio of the ghosts who are appearing on the Prague streets, usually at Christmas Eve. During the wartime, there are a lot of mistakes, like sometimes mistakes are made, and there are a lot of misplaced love and tragic consequences. So my next story will be about, oh my gosh, I didn't know there are so many people, like hundreds and thousands of tourists just everywhere. No, it was like nobody in winter. There was no one in winter. What is it? It's another stag party. You see, guy is something wearing like what? What is he wearing? Ballerina. Oh, lovely. It's lovely. He's smiling at you. Okay. Oh, Sandri, I can confirm that you are absolutely right. So we are walking along this absolutely ancient streets, looking at these amazing doors and I'm telling you the last legend of the three Christmas goats ghosts in Prague. So the story begins during the World War II. So not many years ago. It's not medieval times. So this is Tin Church from the backside. I'm speaking about 1914. So there was the Lubomir. It was kind of the very brave guy, and he was a soldier, and his wife Carla. They loved each other, and he decided to go to war. But as you know, there are some people who can't fight the war. And while Lubomir was fighting the war, Carla was waiting. And there was the terrible mistake. So I'm on Ungelt. Now this is the courtyard with the palace where everything was happening. So the Lubomir joined Austro-Hungarian forces, and Clara was very anxious for his return. So he was fighting somewhere in the trenches of, I don't know, of Russia or Serbia, and the mistake happened because his wife Carla had the notice, the message that he was dead. Like Carla mourned her husband for a year, and very soon she found lonely. She found lonely, and he married the merchant, the shopkeeper. You might ask me how she could find the shop owner, because this was the wartime, but he was a wartime survivor because he was rejected from the army because he was sick. And this new kind of husband, this new shopkeeper, and Carla decided to live together. They were sharing comfortable life together in their inherited home, and all of a sudden, at Christmas Eve, you know who appeared? Of course, I'm going to show you the frescoes on the palace. Of course, the husband appeared because he was spending the time in the hospitals. He survived, but he was very pale. He had this ghostly appearance, and it was kind of surreal because Carla couldn't recognize him. She thought that like he was a ghost, and she just fell down and lost her conscience and eventually died from the heart attack. So can you imagine? Carla was lying on the street, in the kitchen, like below the pile of kitchenware, and then her new husband. He was not very brave. He disappeared. He decided to run away. But you remember about his fragile health, and the staircase was also fragile. He fell down from the staircase and he died. So this brave soldier, who was pale as a ghost, was standing and looking. His ex-wife is dead under the kitchenware. The new husband is dead on the staircase, and he did nothing. Can you imagine the story? He committed suicide on that very place. He committed suicide. And since this time, 3 ghosts on Christmas are appearing in Prague. They are, I don't know what, probably it's kind of love triangle. Probably Carla should do something and decide with whom she wants to stay. But usually there are not so many people on Christmas Eve on Prague, and sometimes tourists can meet these ghosts. How would you like the story? Please let me know in the comments. This was my last legend for today. I will going to take you to the amazingly beautiful Powder Tower to say you my goodbyes. The moon, the sun, your guide Olga. Thank you so much for attending my live streams. Thank you so much for supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee and on PayPal. I hope that this project will survive. And please watch my videos. I will try to add more of them very soon. Thank you for being a part of my lifetime story. Let me show you Ungelt, and we have the last story of the amazing Powder Tower. I love this amazing palace, and it's very, very beautiful. Imagine you are strolling through the charming streets of Prague, and suddenly, out of the blue, you will hear that and you will see the amazing, huge diva. That will be the legendary Powder Tower, because this landmark is impossible to miss, and I'm taking you there. Look at that full face. So many people, so many stories are told, so many legends, and not just legends. It's a cute witch. Prague is full of mysterious stories and legends. Witches and legends are everywhere, on each corner. I'm so glad that you are here, and just bear with me for a couple of minutes because it will take me a few seconds. Oh, everybody's happy. I love when this is the kind of the live story, live stream. People are cheering, like I feel like I am in Venice, like in this boat. There is the interesting tradition when you are standing on the bridge and someone is driving in gondola, like usually people are cheering and clapping, and I will show you another beautiful brewery. Just the windows are open and you can see people are eating just over there in these amazing Art Nouveau buildings. So we are approaching as I told you, that Powder Tower, but I'm taking you through the kind of, not through the main street. By the way, this is I don't know about them. Oh, the witch parade. I have a lot of recordings. Probably I can make a full video. This is the most famous restaurant. At night, it's called Upavuka at Spider. This is the medieval night show. They will have, you can have here the 5-course meal, and you will see a lot of fire shows. The ladies will be dancing, so it will cost you, I don't remember exactly the price, the 1,000 Czech crowns, but you see that there is the line of people, and it is very, very popular here because this is the really medieval story. Ooh, see? Oh,
Ready.
Nice. Nice. Very nice. Wow. Yeah, you have stag party. I see. So everyone is so happy. I have shown you everything, nice boobs, everything. Oh my gosh. And the wooden sculptures of some, see, crazy guy with a lion. Okay, are you ready to see our diva? Your trusty tour guide Olga from the fantastic city of Kyiv is showing to you the fairy tale city of Prague. And here we are on the main touristic highway, and the Powder Tower is just in front of ours. It was built in the Gothic style in the 1475. I will reach it in a minute and you will see it very close. So many years ago, in the 15th century, Prague was bustling with the knights, traders, with occasional dragon enthusiasts, and Powder Tower was the medieval version of the entrance, of the triumphal entrance to the city. But they were storing Powder Tower, like powder there, since that is the name. The tower has this name. fake boobs hold consumable alcohol? I don't know. So he was pressing the boobs so tight. I didn't I didn't notice alcohol there. Probably, it's an interesting idea. I didn't think about it at the beginning, but now I think that this might be the case. He might have something inside, but he was like pressing and squashing. I don't know how to say that. That is a lovely night, lovely Saturday in Prague. I'm so happy that you're here with me. Let me show you the beautiful Powder Tower and the house of Black Madonna. So there are so many interesting things all around and fascinating stories. So can you imagine, this was the entrance to the medieval city, and the Powder Tower was saying, hey, new world, like new era to one side and old era to another side. There are cars. Usually there are no cars, but I don't know. So this tower, it's not just the old piece of architecture. That is a very important historical kind of part of the Prague. Is the bridge between the old world and the new world, and it serves like a guardian, like a guardian of the old city, because this tower witnessed everything, like the grand entrance of the kings, the procession, the coronation processions started from here. So imagine a parade of majestic royal procession, and they were making their way starting from here to the St. Vitus Cathedral, where the coronation happened. You have the opportunity to climb 44 meters of this tower and to reach this beautiful viewing gallery. It's so spectacular that even pigeons are envious to you if you're sitting there, and you will be able to make the perfect shot. So that is the great Powder Tower, and you can see that to that side and to another side there were the city walls, so medieval walls. And it is great that Prague citizens were very smart, because they tore down all the medieval walls, but they left the towers. That is why in the city you will see a lot of towers and no walls. They demolished the walls, but they left the towers. It's very sophisticated, it's very smart, and I really appreciate the fact that it is done in such a way. So let me know, what do you feel about our walk today? I will walk just below the Powder Tower, and there is a legend, the last one, that tells if you're walking just below the Powder Tower, make your wish and it will come true. So I'm walking below the tower, you are making your wishes, and I'm showing you it from another perspective, from the new town. When I'm telling about new town, I mean that it was founded in that 1420 by Charles IV. 1420, new town. But it is called new town. Smells urine. It has beautiful architecture inside, and let me show you how majestic it is. This is municipal house. Everything is stunning. A municipal house, it's the place of the permanent exhibition of Alphonse Mucha. It's a famous Czech Art Nouveau painting, and you can see his pictures inside. So it's not just the gunpowder storage, it's just the fancy and beautiful piece of architecture. I don't know what you feel. Probably your stomach is asking for some medieval food. Probably you feel hungry. I hope that I could fill you with the secrets and the legends of the past in Prague, and just put a smile on your face. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all your donations, for the fact that you are joining my tours, and for waiting for my weekly live streams. I'm saying goodbye to you and love you. Love you, and it's the very, very beautiful evening. It's the amazing sun, amazing sunset. So this is how the new town looks like. I will now do this, I will keep going that way. This street will bring me to St. Wenceslas Square with this horse and Wenceslas sitting on it, and this is the beautiful old city. Actually, there is no traffic, there are no cars in the old city, just some like the people who have the cafes there, they can drive inside. Usually there are no cars. It's a totally pedestrian area, and this diva is waving goodbye to you. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, it can fit my screen. Thank you. It is lovely to have you here alive all together. We explored today Jewish quarter, the old town square, Ungeld, the place where the merchants were paying taxes for their goods, and this tower goes 9 meters deep because here was a huge moat. It kind of surrounded the old city, and it protected the old city back then. There was the bridge, the deep moat, and this tower was standing here. It was built in 1475, but it was standing even before that period of time. It was built in the 15th century. It is beautiful, amazing, and I'm sending you my love from the beautiful Prague, from my Ukrainian heart. Thank you so much for supporting me. Love you all. See you next time. I will show you again a little bit. Ask me questions. You are so silent today. And I love your questions. So that is Municipal House. It is evening and the buskers are starting to come here. Actually, this is the crossroad where the history, gunpowder, and the architectural beauty collide. That is the legendary gate, and we are stepping back in time. La 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 la. This is the kind of probably classical music they are playing. I don't know if the mic catches the music or not. But that was a fantastic tour. I love it so much. I love how peaceful it is here. I love how wonderful people are here. I love that. Like, we are all alive. Goodbye. See you next time.